Kendall, Bob, I'm speaking with two students at the school and a parent, and I'm just going to recap what they have told me in the last few minutes. So one of the students told me she did know the person who was the shooter and who is now dead. And so can you just recap exactly what you told me and what you know about him?
He was like a smart person, top of the class, quiet to himself, mostly.
Yeah, and you said you had ROTC with him?
We were at ROTC together, and yeah, he really didn't talk to anybody, but I would talk to him here and there, ask him how his day was going or something, then leave it alone, because like he really wasn't a talkative person. Yeah.
And you said earlier that people were
Not many school shooters that after the shooting they say that they were talkative. Usually they're shy, not personable, not sociable. It's a sad situation.
making jokes when you first heard about what was going on. Can you tell us again about that?
Because nobody really thought it was serious at first until like the lockdown situation. And then when people actually started responding to the people posting about it, it was like, that's disrespectful and nobody should have to go through that. And you send your child to school to learn, not to be scared about who's going to come in, who's going to do this, that, and the third to us.
And both of you said that you saw some pictures on social media of what happened. What was going through your mind when you saw what was happening online?
It felt very unreal to see people laying in the cafeteria and people recording and hearing the gunshots and everything like that. It was just weird, in my opinion. And people making jokes about it. It was also kind of weird.
And they say the kid basically had a helmet on and with one of those skull masks. I mean, not mask, but or it's a mask, but a skull rag across his face, almost like on some Call of Duty stuff. These kids, these age, high school, probably think this shit the game. They playing Fortnite, Call of Duty, all these things where you get multiple lives. 2 dead. One is the shooter, and one is a young girl. So this dude took out a girl, even more disgraceful than himself. It's almost crazy, but we got to say 2 dead. Oh man, wow. Thank God it could have been worse. But to this girl's family, it is the worst thing that could happen. It's like everybody else died too. 1,000 people died to them. So condolences to this girl and her family. This is crazy. And he was black, right?
And like she said, you should only be going to school to learn, not worrying about who's gonna come in and try to do something to you.
They say only white people shoot up schools no more. That's what they say. Oh, Mexicans, blacks don't shoot up schools. The white people, they're crazy. Look at this. 2025, boom, everything changed. Black people shooting up the school.
Did either of you know any of the victims that were taken to the hospital today? And you said you knew the shooter. Do you have any idea why he would do something like this?
Honestly, it's either he got stuff going on at home or just bullying, period. I don't really know.
Yeah, and you said he was a quiet, shy guy. So do you think he was capable of doing something like this?
I mean, from what
I mean, obviously he was. That was a crazy question in hindsight. You mean, did you think he was? Probably no, because he's quiet, so nobody knew anything about him, what he was capable of and what not. This girl talking probably more than he did. I could tell she's shy and reserved, but
I saw that he posted himself, yeah. Yeah.
And Mr. Rucker, you told me earlier that it was a pretty confusing situation. You dropped everything to come here to the reunification center. Can you tell me what was confusing about this?
Reuniting the parents with the children's. It's Metro was doing their thing and the school district was doing their thing, and it was confusing, really, because a lot of the parents was down here because they said that all of the parents will be able to pick their kids up down here, and then all of a sudden they changed everything and sent the bus riders home, and then we're questioning what if they're not a bus rider. So it was really confusing on the whole how to get reunited. That part was really confusing to us, and that's something that the school district and Metro need to get together and come up with a better solution for situations like this. That way they have a better idea of how to handle it and be more organized towards it. Of course, nobody wants this to ever happen, but this day and age, it does happen. And I actually graduated from that school, so it's it bothers. It's bothering.
And did you hear from Paris or London, or did you hear from the school first when this all
I heard it
unfolded?
from my daughter first, and I was at Southern Hills at work, and all of a sudden I get the text message, and then she starts sending me the pictures and stuff, and that's when I freaked out. I let the head nurse there at the hospital know. She put a nationwide broadband lockdown for the whole nation. So the hospitals was already getting prepared and ready for casualties and everything and getting ready. So all of the hospitals in this area was already aware of what was going on as it was unfolding before it even unleashed onto the news. So yeah, and I left immediately and came straight here. And I've been here since, I want to say 11, I followed in behind a Metro cop car, to be honest. So I made sure I made it here. So.
And what was that like, getting that
Daddy was going to get to his little girl.
text from your daughter?
First, I didn't think it was serious. I didn't think it, I'm thinking that maybe it was a drill or something like that. But then when she started sending me pictures, I'm like, oh, this is serious. So it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Like, for anybody to lose their kid, man, that's the worst feeling in the world. That's premeditated. Is he the only one? Like, was he the only one planning on doing this? Or did he have an accomplice? Like, I squeezed her tight. I squeezed her tight. I was relieved, really.
And what was that like for you?
And as we know, that call came in just after 11 o'clock.
Oh, let me see, 35 minutes ago.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller. Officials identified the shooter as Solomon Henderson, a 17-year-old student at the high school, but they are still searching for a motive. News 2's Haley Wilgus is joining us live tonight near Antioch High School with the latest information. Haley?
Bob, a spokesperson for Vanderbilt University Medical Center, tells us one female student was killed. A male student was grazed in the arm. And then there was one other student who did receive an eye injury related to this incident, but it was not a gunshot wound. As for the suspect, our crews are outside of his home where there is a large law enforcement presence. News 2's Kenley Hargett is there live tonight. He's joining us live from outside that home. Now, Kenley, you saw some law enforcement officers go into the suspect's home, and you saw them speak with a neighbor as well.
Yes, Haley, that's exactly what I saw. And just literally seconds ago, they just left with several boxes full of different things that they collected from inside this home right here on Carefree Lane in Antioch. This is the home right here where they had more than a dozen law enforcement officers outside here. They had boxes coming out as well, several crews, the whole street with unmarked cars, just the whole neighborhood just very shocked to see this kind of thing happening in their community. I spoke to a young girl who actually is a neighbor of the suspect.
It was kind of a regular day. We had the lunch bell had just rang, and we had just gotten into the lunch, B-lunch. I sat down at the end of a table, and everybody was just getting up to go get their lunch. And then I just kind of looked over to my side. He was at the end of the table. His backpack was hanging off one of his arms, and he kind of reached for something, pulled it out, and just started shooting. I ran.
Oh, so she seen that motherfucker she just started shooting. Oh, they real lucky only, damn, it's so crazy saying that. Oh my God. They're lucky that only one kid got hit or killed. He started just letting it spray in the lunchroom. Oh.
Quickly ran out, but I did see some girl fall.
Was there a confrontation or anything between the two, or did he just?
No, he just pulled out the gun and just started shooting.
And immediately, what went through your mind, ma'am, when you?
I thought I was gonna die.
That's crazy as hell. Was she 16, 17? What went through your mind? I thought I was going to die. Fight or flight kicked off. I didn't think. Oh, man. RP to these families. RP to everybody involved. Hope this doesn't happen again. Hopefully it's the only one this year. I don't even know what to say. Antioch got a hill now. Another story in America. Let me know what y'all think, Cave Dweller. It's crazy. hopefully none of those other kids died that's in the hospital of wounds or anything that they didn't say what kind of condition that they in. So hopefully they're good and just got a little scrapes and bruises.